Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome back to the Humble Servant Homestead. Today we are right here at the front entrance of the top garden. Now, of course, we did that update the other day, and we said we were going to go ahead and show you all what is going on here at the top garden. So today's date is August the 8th, and so I want to show y'all what is going on right here at this moment today. Okay, and so of course a lot of y'all know that we are located here in Georgia, and so our grow zone is 8A, and so we're going to show y'all what is going on right now. All right, so before we get started, we're going to just stop and work our way and just show y'all some of the different beds that we have. And of course, we know fall is approaching, and also there's going to be a lot of transition going on here inside of the garden. And so before we do that transition, I want to show you all what it is looking like here inside of the garden. So come on along, let's go. Okay, and so right here, guys, now if y'all remember, this right here is our herb garden. Okay,
our herb bed.
All right, so if y'all remember, we did grow some ginger and also some turmeric, and as y'all can see right here, not a whole lot of activity going on with them. Now, we did have some turmeric were to come up, simply the gingers and some more of the turmeric didn't do so well. So today we also going to go ahead and show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So come on along. And so recently down in the season, I came on out and I put in some lemongrass. This right here is lemongrass, and it is doing really well. When I planted them, they looked nothing like this.
They were this little short nub.
Yeah, this little short nub. And right over here we have that right there is rosemary that we have planted in the herb garden, and also some basil. And as y'all can see, it is time to come on out and harvest again. One of the things that we like to do when we come on out and harvest our basil, once you see them starting to put on those seed pods, we'll come on in and we'll cut them back, and what will happen, it will put on new shoots on the outside, and we'll continue to be able to harvest basil. And also right here we have some thyme, and yes guys, I cooked some curry goat the other day, and I came on out and I got some fresh thyme. And that is the beauty of the herb garden. Even though we don't have it established all the way just as yet, but we are already utilizing what we have inside of here.
So what died right here?
That's your calendula.
Yes, it is.
Right? And so we're hoping that a lot of seed did fell inside of this area here, and so we're hoping that we will have some new ones to pop up in this spot right here. Now, this right here is just a weed right here, guys. A lot of us, we see it as weed, we think of it as weed, we're scared of it because of what it is. I will be coming in to actually take this out in just a moment, but just a quick little side note, this right here is pork weed. Okay, now it's very beneficial, guys, but you have to know how to prepare it and how to cook it,
and when, at what stage,
and so we're going to leave that for maybe another video later on down the line. But for the meantime, y'all can do some research on this right here.
Pokeweed.
Yes, pokeweed.
Okay.
Yes. All right. And so what we're going to go ahead and do now, we're going to go ahead and move on up to the next spot here in the garden. All right. So now right here is, of course, is our raised bed, as you all know it. And check those videos out, because I did bring you all along when we was building all these raised beds here. Pretty much most of it was, y'all was able to see it from scratch. All right. Now,
did you ever get the dimensions on these raised beds?
Well, I know it is 5 feet wide.
Okay.
As far as the length, I'm not sure at the moment.
Okay.
I was just building. I wasn't really measuring like that. So, well, I was measuring, but I don't remember the length of it right now. You can come on down here. And so right in here, guys, we have some celery. Now they are kind of dying back They were so beautiful when they was coming up, and also we have carrots in this area here, and they're expiring right now. Okay, so we're going to be working this bed, come back in with more amendments, and we're going to get it ready to plant something else in it. All right, so I guess we can go on around and come down.
Okay.
All right. Okay, and so right here, this is actually our another garden bed that we have going on right here. Now, if y'all can see, there's a lot of stuff going on inside of this garden bed. We had so much stuff chopped up from when we clean the garden. We'll come on in and drop it inside of here. And so what we are doing, we're pretty much building the biology for this raised bed here, so that way it can produce and bring forth good yield. Okay. And
so what's the name of this bed?
This right here is the culture bed.
Culture, yeah.
Yes, culture bed, and we'll talk a little bit more as we go down further. But this right here is also the Kalalu Tree. Yes, this is the Kalalu Tree right here, guys. These here are Callaloo, and just come on in and just take a look at those stalks. Okay, now down here it's a bit more harder, but as you go on up top, it gets tender. Okay, and so these right here, we are leaving these to go to seed. Now there is no dirt where this Callaloo is planted.
Right.
It is pretty much just from all that hay and manure that comes from the goat pen. Okay, so I have not finished building these beds out just as yet, but look at that already. Callaloo is growing real nice and real beautiful, guys. So come on.
Did you plant those in there?
I didn't plant these. These
okay,
was
these
from
are volunteers.
Shop,
yeah.
From last year, and bring in here and seeds popped up, and so this is the result from it. All right. And so right now, this whole spot here is pretty much like a little jungle. All right. We have Callaloo just popping up from out of nowhere. These are volunteer Callaloo. We did not plant these right here, but nonetheless, we are thankful for whatever pop up in the garden. And more Callaloo, of course, and also more Callaloo. All right, now all this right here is going to seed. Now this Callaloo, the variety, just to speak a little bit about it, it's a broadleaf Callaloo, or also known as the cow tongue Callaloo. Okay, and it's simply because of the leaves and how it's shaped. But even though you see this Callaloo get so big, the stalks may even be real big. It is a very tender Callaloo. When you cook it, it's soft, and it's delicious. It's
even the stalks, right?
Even the stalks, yes. So, like I said, you will know when the stalks is real tough. Okay.
They get woody looking.
Yeah, they get woody, and so as you come on up here, these are just some scars on the stalks right here. But from down here, that stalk is tender. Of course, you have to strip it back to get inside of that tenderness there. All right, and so of course this right here is still the culture bed. Now what's going on here? I had this bed was real high up with the dirt, but of course those wood and different stuff underneath is breaking down, and so that's why you see the soil is dropping. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come on back in with a little bit of chicken manure and a lot of goat manure to build it back up before I plant in it. All right, so, and of course more Callaloo, you can get an idea. And another thing, stop with the Callaloo right here for another while. Now these Callaloo been here for quite a while. I can't give you the exact date, but they don't go to seed as fast as other variety of Callaloo. Once you are giving them their proper nutrients that they need, they won't stay real small and puny. Give them that fertilizer, more so a lot of nitrogen and stuff like that, and your Callaloo will grow just like this right here, guys. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, come on along. And so right here, of course, this is where we planted our onions. Now I am little confession. I did neglect these onions right here, guys. These ones that are still standing are the slips that we started on the inside. I did put some inside of here from where we bought from the store, and I'm telling you, they just died probably in about 2 weeks or so. You can see them just, and plus it got real hot. It got real hot. Now, you know, to keep these onions here going, I could have come on in and keep on fertilizing them and, you know, pumping them with their nitrogen, but simply right now they're at their stage where that they're not bulbing anymore. So we just leave them, and whenever we do get ready to cook, guess what? Now we don't let them go to waste. Now we will come on out here and pick a few onions, take inside and cook, and so we're loving that. All right. And so right here, getting ready to run out on the road this morning, and so that is more Callaloo, of course.
I was gonna say, and that kind of answers the question. Somebody asked you, how did you transport your Callaloo to market?
Yes.
So.
Okay. Yes. So the way how we do it here on the homestead is we get totes or
Bins.
Yes, and we put water inside of them, and that is what keep these Callaloo fresh, keep the leaves from wilting, and so when you get there, they're still looking real nice and vibrant. So that is how we.
But we also harvest the day of, right? So that's a big thing too.
Yes. So yes, that is actually a big thing. You want to make sure you, like she said, harvest the day of. Okay, so they can stay at their freshest. All right. So as I was sitting here talking, just before I move on, now this right here is a spot that I told you all I am going to take y'all along with us when we get ready to build these beds. Now I still have one over there that I have not built just as yet, and that is for when I come on in to build these beds. I want to take y'all along with us. But this right here is the herb spot for, you know, the herb beds, and so they're not completed as yet, but they will be. Time, you know, time is one of those things when you're working. Some stuff you got to just put on the side and come back later. And this is what these are right here.
So these will be completed by spring when it's time to fill up again?
Yes, because what I want to do is actually I want to go ahead and build these beds probably around fall time or somewhere around there like that, and let them be able to rest over throughout the fall and through the winter, so that way it can get established. It can break down just the way how we want them, and they can, you know, be good. There's a lot of probably reason why some of that there didn't do so well, because we had just built a bed and we just put the stuff in there, which is fine as well. But some stuff, you know, need some good soil, and not saying the soil is not good, but probably need to rest for a little bit before we plant in it.
Gotcha.
All right. So, and that's it right there for those. Of course, the peppers. Come on in. And of course, guys, you know, these right here is the Scotch bonnet peppers. They are looking beautiful. They are looking beautiful. It is that time this morning. We are also harvesting peppers. Okay, now they are loaded. They are loaded, and so we have to make sure we just come on out and pick them and get them to the market. And
yeah, you got about 20 pounds to pick this morning.
Yes, about 20 pounds to pick, and so I'm pretty sure we got well over that in here. And so these trees, they are producing now. You know, it's a lot of videos out there that we did on these Scotch bonnet peppers, and there is a bit more videos to come, because I know Scotch bonnet is one of those things that a lot of people, they like, okay? Just because of the flavor that is coming from those peppers, and make your dish real flavorful and tasty, okay? So a lot of times when we cook, we don't cook without a Scotch bonnet pepper, all right? And so right now, hey, you know, it's not much going on with them right now. We're just leaving them and letting them grow. Fertilizer, we have not come in and fertilized these peppers for probably right at about 2 months and a half now. Okay, they're just been growing, and I'm telling you, they are loving where they are.
Yeah.
All right, they are loving it, and so that is exactly.
You gonna pull the skirt back?
Oh, you want to pull the skirt back?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, pull the skirt back for you. And so look at that there, guys. Like I said, it is harvesting time.
I'm excited. Are you gonna tell them you're gonna run a sale?
Oh, yes. So I am going to run a sale on these Scotch bonnet peppers. So y'all stay tuned for that. And
Absolutely.
of course, go ahead and check out our store. We do have quite a bit of seeds and different little stuff inside of there. Pretty much what you're getting inside of the store is stuff that was grown here on the homestead. It's not outside seeds. All the seeds that are there is what was produced here on the homestead. And so we just so y'all can kind of see what it is that you're getting, how the stuff was grown, and how they're looking. All right.
Well, you also have handmade stuff on there as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Like our soaps that we make here too.
And so go ahead and check out those soaps as well, guys, because I'm telling you, that's what we use here on the homestead, and they work pretty good.
Absolutely.
All right, work really well. So go ahead and check those out as well. And of course, we do have more stuff that is coming inside of the store. Of course, you know, hey, time, you know, so we just
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for it. Just stay tuned for it. But that right there is the Scotch bonnet peppers. Now, like I said, if you want to learn more about how to grow Scotch bonnet peppers, to get them the way how you want them to grow, just go ahead and check out those videos. I have plenty of detailed videos showing you guys how to grow Scotch bonnet peppers. And so right here is going to be the next thing.
I guess he's a little bit upset because I'm in this little space.
We have the bee over here pollinating these beans. Now, this right here is another crop of rattlesnake pole beans that we have planted here up into the top garden. Now, this bed that these beans right here are being planted in is our no-till bed. Now, I know we had plenty of subscribers saying, hey, have you guys check out the no-till bed? And we actually have no-till bed. Okay,
three of
them, yes. Now, we may have not published them as much as we do other stuff here in the garden, but yes, we have no-till beds and they work really well. We love them. But if y'all notice here in the garden, I have different stuff going on. We have the traditional way of growing, and we also have what would you say, the more modern way of growing. And so the reason why we have these different beds inside of the garden, because the whole intention is when we come on in to start doing these videos, we want to show the different ways and the different methods of growing stuff. Now, I am going to go ahead and eventually jump up container gardening. I do container gardening. With container gardening, that is one of the things that, you know, you have to just make sure that you have good soil in there that's going to hold that moisture, because when you're growing in container, when that sun comes, your water is either going down and it's also being evaporated. So that's one of the key with container gardening. Make sure your soil is staying moist, and that is with all that you plant. Make sure your soil is always moist. Now we're gonna probably come on and just show you guys a little bit of what is going on here with these rattlesnake pole beans. So we're going to just pull back some of these foliage and look at these beans here, guys. Look at that. And it is time to come on in and harvest.
Get a little harvest going.
Yes. See that? Plenty of rattlesnake pole beans. The front side and also the back side. Now these beans, they get really tall. So what's happening right here right now is the beans, they pretty much went up and couldn't go no further, and now they're coming down. And so that is a beauty. But there is beans everywhere.
Wow, it's time to harvest. Might have some green beans for dinner.
Yes, it is. It is definitely that time to harvest. All right, and so we'll go ahead and come on down this side here of the garden. And I think what we will probably do is we'll maybe, what you think? You want to chance it going up through there, or you want to go the other way?
I'll go around. I'll meet you.
Around?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Look at all those.
All these
Look at all
beans.
these beans. And so
And they're beautiful.
yes, absolutely. And so of course, just stay tuned also for seeds from these rattlesnake pole beans right here. We will be letting some of those dry out so that way we can have some seeds. And speaking of seeds, come on right here. We'll go ahead and, well, we can stay right here. All right. And so right here is, of course, as you all know, is our squash. Now this here is straight neck squash. And right now, all of these, we're not harvesting from them anymore. We're letting all of them go to seed. And what we're going to do, I think you could make it through there, baby.
Yeah, I do too.
And so we'll just go ahead and just show you all some of these squash and what they're doing. And then we're going to work our way back around the garden. And we'll probably end up here. And we'll show you what's going on over here on the back side. All right? So, of course, like I said.
You going to go down there?
Yeah, come on down. Just watch your step.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to put them on pause so that way if I go down, it won't be filmed.
You ain't going down, baby. We ain't gonna claim that now.
All right.
And so,
Oh, no, we good.
like I said, look at that. Look at those squash. And we have a callaloo there. And this one right here is pretty, it's about that time we can go ahead and probably start harvesting those seeds. And we have new squash coming in right there.
But I just want to say something as well. Guys, you see this row? You see how tall these squash plants are? If you work the method that we showed you, we've lost none of these plants. All of these are our original squash plants that we planted at the top garden. And they're thriving. Had we not allowed these squash to go to seed and left the ones on there, as you can see, there are still flowers here.
Yeah.
They're still producing.
Yeah.
Nice and healthy.
And they may have not been producing as much if we was harvesting, but they are still pushing out new squash. Now, one of the things that I want to show you all real quick. Now, of course, you know, all season long since we planted these squash, we have dodged the vine borers, okay? Now, I want to show you all something or point something out to you all real quick. Now, right here on this particular squash is a vine borer damage. But because I come out here and I check pretty often what was going on with this squash plant, I would come out here and the leaves was just drooping. And I say, you know, something is not right with this plant. And I came on in and I started examining, and right here was a vine borer damage. And what I did, guys, I came on now with the neem oil and Castile soap, and I hit right the inside of this spot. I pretty much went ahead and blasted with the neem oil and Castile soap. And if you see what's going on right now, this tree is this plant pretty much come back to life. Okay, and so we have two new squash up on top of there, and it's actually time to come and tie it again. Look how far it got. It's passing the T-post. Okay, so just come on down. We'll just walk and talk about these squash here. All right, and as y'all can see, they are looking really well. They're just really nice, and that's just from that method of trellising them up. Now, usually,
What you got going on here?
this one fell over. That was the one that kind of fell over and
yeah.
is withering away. But that is it right there for the squash. And we have a couple more here that's pretty much they're done. They're not producing as much as they used to, and so we just leave them to be. All right.
I made it.
You made it, baby. And so right here in this spot, and
In this spot.
yes, this spot right here, and we'll just show you all a little bit more as we go on down. But this spot right here, if you're inside of your garden, you have fences or utility fence in there that got place where these stuff can run. utilize that spot. All right, so I came on in, I dug a trench, add me some goat manure and put back that native soil and mix it all in together. And so right here what we have is more rattlesnake pole bean. Now these one right here is looking a bit rough. Simple reason why I let the chickens out, and all that grass on that side, they choose to eat my rattlesnake pole bean.
Yes, they did.
But we'll go on down here and show you guys a little bit more of what these beans are looking like, and just looking different from those right here. All right? You got it, baby?
I do.
All right. And so that is one of the things. See that? Come on out. Now what we need to do is push this bean back this way.
To encourage them to go up the
so that way
fence.
It can go ahead and climb up that fence. But
these are climbing.
oh yeah. So just hold on to that fence as you come on. All right. And so that right there is that rattlesnake pole beans, and they are getting, they're this tall now. They're getting real tall, and so pretty soon we will be getting some beans out of these plants right here. And also,
you skip.
Come on down, baby.
Oh, we're coming this way?
We did skip, but you know, we can go ahead
And pan back around.
Yeah, just pan back around. And so in this area here is where we have our
purple
hole peas.
Yeah.
All right, so
several rows.
Yes, all this right here is purple hole peas that we have planted here in the garden. And like I said, it's just to plant those beans. Plant those beans. This is a good time, or maybe about 2-3 weeks ago was a good time to plant these beans here. Now you still can put purple whole peas in right now for a late fall harvest. Okay, but that's what is going on right here. And so come on down. I believe we have talked about purple whole peas before, and so more purple whole peas. All right. And so right here is the sorrel, also known as
Roselle.
Roselle, yes. And so that is what this is right here. And I'm telling you, this Roselle here was pretty much all the way over into the next row.
Yeah.
And I had to come on in with my machete and kind of shape them up a little bit going down there, and also on the back side, because it was just trying to take over. Okay, it was just trying to take over, but
you still can't walk down this way.
Well, yeah, I still could make it on in.
Oh, you can. I'll go.
I still could make it on in, but what? So moving on over to the next here, guys. Walking on in.
You really want me to come down this way?
You ain't got to come in. That's good right there. But this right here is, I won't let y'all guess.
No, don't tell them, because I'm going to do a whole video.
Don't tell them?
Nope.
But nonetheless,
this right here is some healthy plants.
Yes, some healthy plants have not yet to bear any fruits for us just as yet. But I believe by time...
You see something?
No, I'm looking though. So by time, hopefully by time fall get here, we will get some
one or two at
food.
least.
But I think a lot of people may have probably
guess what it is. Okay. Well, I'll show them the leaf. Show them the leaf. I'll show them the leaf.
Okay.
Here you go. This is the leaf, which is said to be edible on this variety as well. I'll let y'all know.
Let's show them the leaf.
Ooh, that's pretty.
So this here is the leaf. Can you see my face?
Man.
Look at that, guys.
Pretty not true.
Look at that. Big leaf.
Wow.
And so they are actually doing really well. Now, like you say, we'll save it for later for a separate video.
Yes.
All right? So, now what we got to do, we got to come on down this row here.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Yeah, I'm right behind you. Okay, guys, so and we're out.
Right here is more corn that we have planted inside of this area here. And this right here is the Jimmy red corn. A lot of this corn this year, we're letting it dry out, and so we can, get the kernels. All right, and so that's what's going on here. Some of them we will come on in and cook, but they're at that point where
they're drying.
Getting ready. They're getting ready, and so of course, before we can even come on in and get the seeds from these corn or get the ears from the corn, because we're letting them, saving them for the seeds and different stuff like that. We're going to have to let this plant right here dry all the way back. So it is a process, guys. And so I want to take you guys along with us on that process. You don't want to come on in and pick your corn prematurely, and those seeds are pretty much not ready to be, dried. So what's going to happen once this stalk right here go ahead and dry, this corn, it will pretty much start separating a bit from the stalk of the corn. And even when it falls down, you know that, hey, it is time to pick it, shuck it back, and you want to put it in the sun and let it finish curing and get it real nice and dry. But that is it right there for the Jimmy Red corn.
On top.
Of course, y'all know we do have Jimmy Red corn down there at the bottom, and we have Jimmy Red corn up top. All right, so let's go, guys. The asparagus or asparagus. Make sure I'm saying that right. All right. And so this here is also more Kalalu Tree. Now those one back there, they're actually getting ready to go to seed. And so that is what's going on.
Did you just hit the asparagus? Is that the pollen?
No, this is just mist.
Oh.
Just mist. All right. And so more Callaloo, guys. And if you swing on around here, more Callaloo.
More Callaloo.
And this is just, it's food pretty much everywhere inside of this garden here. And we are definitely thankful for that. And so over here is these beans.
Why you got to talk about it like that, though?
Go ahead, you talk about these beans.
These are butterfly pea flowers. They're not really showing up on the camera. I don't know. I can't really hardly see them. But these are butterfly pea flowers, and they are everywhere.
Yes.
I'm picking bucket full about every 2 to 3 days or so. But butterfly pea flowers have awesome medicinal benefits. And that's what these are.
Butterfly pea flowers.
Absolutely.
And so right inside of this area here is some volunteer watermelon.
Yes.
All right, volunteer watermelon that pops up in this area. And we did have some more pumpkins and different little stuff like that planted in this garden that we have to come on in and bring on the inside. All right. So
you have a little friend behind you.
it's all right. Come on, go, girl. Go. Come on.
Out.
Go out.
Thank you.
Girl. All right.
No, she changed her mind.
Out. And so here is that old culture bed. Well, not culture bed, no-till bed. All right. And so I had to come on in and put these border here in these beds here, just to keep the dirt from being washed out when we have a real heavy rain. And so, hey, that is pretty much it. And here, I forgot the name of these.
Lima beans.
Lima beans, yes. Lima beans, okay? And so that's what we have planted here. Actually, we did have a whole row planted.
They worked themselves out. That's what they did.
I'm guessing the seeds were a bit old. A lot of them did not germinated. So what we're doing here is we're going to leave these ones right here to save the seeds for next year. All right? And so these here are beans, and those there are the peas.
Those are beans.
Oh, those are beans.
Yeah, rattlesnake pole beans.
Yes, rattlesnake pole beans, yes. And so that's what we got going on there. And right over here is another watermelon that is waiting to be picked pretty soon. And in this area is where we have our Dinosaur Kale planted. And as y'all can see, they are looking good. It is actually time to come
harvest.
on in and harvest.
You know what? I'm actually proud of those kale plants because they survived pretty much all summer long.
And that is the reason. The reason for that is because of where we planted them in the garden. Remember, we had them planted up on the top side,
right?
And that side get a lot of sun. And so what happened? The sun would come and burn the leaves and scorch it, and the plant would die. But because we plant them right here behind that chicken coop, now what's going on right here is that morning sun comes up, and so right at about 12 to 1 o'clock or so like that, this area is being shaded, and so therefore they're able to make it through the day.
Okay.
All right. So if that direct sun was hitting them all day long, they probably would have perished just like the ones last year.
Okay.
Okay. And so.
But they're nice and beautiful.
Oh yes, it is time to come
harvest.
on in and harvest.
Yes.
Okay.
Kale
and
chips.
I believe that is it right there for the top garden update, guys. And I am praying that y'all took something away from it, and that it was just as, you know, hey, pray y'all took something from it. Now, one thing that we want to do later on is probably take y'all on over there where the watermelon and pumpkins were planted, and also the sugar cane. Maybe do a little update over there as well. We'll see how we think about that probably for the future or so like that. Actually, you know what? We probably will do that because it is time to harvest some pumpkins.
Yes.
It is time to harvest some pumpkins, and just to give y'all an update and so y'all can see what the sugar canes are looking like. All right. But guys, nonetheless, that is it right there. Just want to say thanks to each and every one of y'all out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of y'all out there. Now, you like the content y'all got here today, go ahead, throw that thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And tell your mom, tell your brother, your sister, your uncle about Humble Servant Homestead, so that way we all can get back into being motivated to start growing our food again. All right? So just want to say have a blessed day.